Last week, Napalm controversially dispatched Demolition Demon for a place in the series semi-finals, while Pandemonium took a wrong turn. Glory awaits for one more, so let's get into gear here on Robot Wars.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first line of defence, Craig Charles.
Ever since the first chimp picked up a bone off the prehistoric floor and used it to bash open the skull of a wildebeest, men have been obsessed with their tools. Millions of years on, and our homes are full of labour-saving devices. Toasters, refrigerators, microwaves, and that thing you bought off the chopping channel with the free introductory spoon. But lately, my toast has been giving me the eye. I'm paranoid about being tumble-dried to death, and my food blender is now officially a lethal weapon. We live in dangerous times, and to prove it, 6 lifeless objects are now going to be brought dangerously to life to fight for a place in our series semi-finals. Let's open the tool cupboard.
First, from St Leonard's-on-Sea, Mace.
An aluminium armour plating and steel roll cage protects Mace, driven by wheelchair motors. Watch out for the 2,000 RPM high-speed flail and the electric lifting ram, which can hoist an 18-stone man.
From Lee City Technical College in Dartford, Leviathan.
The Leviathan team produced Leebot in the first wars, eliminated in an early heat. This robot has a laser-guided directional finder modified from laser pens to shine through smoke, a snowplow weapon and a rear-end petrol-driven chainsaw.
From Guildford, Wheelosaurus.
From an ancient age comes Peter Gibson's magnificent creation. The wheels come from a Victorian pram. The chassis, what little there is, scavenged from a scaffolding pole, and its gyro-stabilising device comes from a helicopter. It can spin and turn very quickly.
From Huddersfield, Death Track.
The red sight spells danger to opponents from the steel wedge detachable weapon in the front jaws. The go-kart wheels come from a local firm. The wheelchair motors come from a friend who collects them. The strange, bizarre world of Robot Wars.
From Worthing, Tantrum.
Another wheelchair motorised war machine. Its 25mm diameter sharpened steel flail rotates at 1,000 RPM. It has a spring-loaded rear ramming bumper. Roboteer Chris Weeks used to build pine beds. They always collapsed.
From Ipswich, Chaos.
The creators of Robot the Bruce in the first wars are back recycling their dead metal. Its front ram, originally part of a Phantom jet nose gear, this bot is seeded 6th for the series, Craig.
When David slew Goliath, he was branded a hero. But David would have run crying home to his mummy if he ever had to face the mighty gauntlet.
Designed to make any robot quiver down to its circuit boards. There are 3 paths to choose from, each as dangerous as the last. They have to make it down to that end zone, but gnashing their teeth and grinding their saws in anticipation, our house robots are Dead Metal, Sergeant Bash, and the evil Sir Kill-a-Lot.
Roboteers, stand by.
Mace with Shane Howard and Brian Fountain.
3, 2, 1, activate.
House robots to the left, but straight against the barrels, replacing the brick walls beyond the lifting spikes. And now taking on the ramp. Good speed by Mace. It can get up to 5-6 miles an hour off the ramp. Steering problems, though. In comes Sergeant Bash, a lick of flame. Trying to ram Bash, which is always a mistake. With that grinding disc at the back, but they're trying to power their way through this Dead Metal pincers. But as the circular saw comes down, Mace drags Dead Metal over the line. They're through. That's a good run. Through those barrels as if they didn't exist. And Mace first to complete the course. Well done.
3, 2, 1.
Wheelosaurus, driven by 55-year-old Peter Gibson, its creator, taking on those barrels with the big steel spikes on the outside to those Victorian pram wheels, and now through to the ramp.
Victorian pram wheels on Robot Wars?
Well, I wanted to have something that could fall over. The best attack is to turn a robot over, and I thought if I could make one that could get itself up again, I'd stand half a chance.
Down over the seesaw, for Wheelosaurus, taking on Sergeant Bash with the circular saw. And again, oh, but flipped on its side, Wheelosaurus. Can it pick itself up? Yes, it can. To go back at Sergeant Bash, then Pendle's in there as well. And that looks like the gas canister's been ripped off Sergeant Bash. Sergeant Bash is in real trouble here. It's been immobilised by Wheelosaurus. Who'd have thought the Victorian pram wheels could disable Sergeant Bash?
It's a very unusual design, that, isn't it? It keeps, like, flipping back over. It's very difficult to sort of knock out.
It's very difficult to control as well.
Is it? You did very, very well, though. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Victor.
And the St. Box ambulance men coming out to treat Sergeant Bash. He's in trouble. Wheelosaurus, 11.7 metres. Should be enough to see them through.
What happened?
I don't know. I came over the ramp and I got mugged by these two robots, and I was just acting in self-defence, and something happened to Sergeant Bash, but I hope he'll be all right.
So you do not hope he'll be all right, you fibber.
And there's trouble in the pits too for Leviathan.
Guys, you're just about to come on. What happened?
The radio gear was wired up wrong and it caught alight.
So it caught fire just as you were about to go into the arena.
They were having to replace all the receivers.
Whose fault is this?
The person who wired it up. Not saying any names.
Not pointing any points.
What are we trying to do? Get rid of the fail safe? Could we have blown that?
Yes.
That we are stopping it?
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Death Track, the next robot to take on our gauntlet course, driven by 30-year-old Nicky Murphy. Veering towards the circular saws and the ram rig there, squeezing in from the left. You get up to 8 miles an hour, Death Track. Not using the detachable wedge made from steel, the weapon. Ooh, the circular saws biting into that 12mm steel plate chassis.
Have you got a strong enough body, though, to resist those circular blades?
Yeah, it's made of 12mm steel, so I don't think it's going to be chopped.
Still ongoing, Death Track. Deciding to go backwards, rather bizarrely. And stuck in there, really, not making enough progress. Rammed towards the circular saw blades. And that was the decision which has cost them. Backwards, backwards. Why? Not enough ground covered, 4.8 metres, they're in trouble, but so are the Leviathan team, they're still back in the pits.
Switch on.
Anything?
That doesn't sound too good. Do you know what's wrong with it now?
It's horrible, they can't work out what's wrong with it, but it just will not respond at all when they use the control.
I do not know, Robin, this moment. Have we got the crystals in the right transmitter?
What's happening, Derek?
They've got the same frequency as the next competitor, and if they're not ready, we have to let the next competitor go. So we have to take the radio away from them, and then they cannot repair their machine.
So how long have they got?
3 minutes.
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
Tony, have you got the receiver?
Have you got the other receiver? Can we have it then?
Robot ears, stand by.
Well, have they got it ready? Fingers crossed for Robin Williams, the driver, and the Leviathan team.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Will it activate, though? Yes. Taking on the barrels. Looking smooth so far. No steering problems, it would seem, using that petrol-driven chainsaw to smite the barrels out of the way. Sir Killalot closes in. Now what's going on? Sir Killalot has picked it up, wrenching one of the wheels away. Oh, look at the faces. Sir Killalot in for the death blow on its side, going nowhere. What a nightmare. Have they done enough? Anxious moments. Sir Killalot simply lifted it up like a leaf, and they're slammed. I think they've done enough, though. Yes! 5.1 metres ahead of Death Track.
All went belly up, didn't it?
Yeah, he got caught on the side.
House robot's just too powerful.
Robot ears, stand by.
Tantrum, the creation of the brothers Rupert and Chris Weeks.
It's fine when you watch somebody else. And then when you've got to do it, the nerves and everything, and you just think, I want to go home.
Oh, don't go home.
Go
You'll
down
be
the pub.
fine.
Or the pub, yeah. Or the pub, yeah.
Oh, I'll come to the pub with you. Get in that arena.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
So the electronic engineers start ramming through those barrels. Low robot this, 32 centimetres high. Cruising up over the seesaw. Sergeant Bash, revitalised, attacks Tantrum, and Tantrum's through.
Cease.
That's a good run by the brothers. Positive start. Through the barrels. Tantrum, the fastest time so far. Death Trap looks vulnerable.
That was really good. That was excellent. We're really impressed with that. We're pleased. Very pleased.
Impressed with yourselves?
We're relieved more than anything else.
Yeah,
I think
relieved. We've done it now.
That's an easy one.
We've done that bit anyway.
Coffee?
Hey,
Another coffee break.
So confident.
Roboteers, stand by.
The Chaos team, Mike Cutter and George Francis, veterans from the First Wars. Sheer brute force against the toothpick. It could all be over very, very quickly. He's on the grill. I don't think he's going to get out of there.
The main difference is we've gone for 2 wheels instead of 4. We're using the same 2 motors. We've also got a weapon this year rather than just a square cube and pushing people out of the way. Hopefully we can either lift them or spear them with a ram.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Using titanium techno on that blade in the front, Chaos takes on the barrels. Spinning rather crazily. It's a nippy robot. Over the seesaw, into Sergeant Bash, blocking the way. Has he got the power to get beyond Bash? No. Retreats as the torch flicks out, takes him on again. Bashes, barges. And I think they've done enough.
Chaos team, come to the platform, please. George Francis and Mike Cutter. That's a nippy thing, isn't it?
It goes well, yeah. Bit of control fine at the trouble at the beginning. I think I was a bit too over-enthusiastic on the controls.
You gave Sergeant Bash a good beating there, didn't you?
Well, we like to have a go at these robots, don't want to get them away lightly.
I think it's one of our quickest times as well. Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause.
Well, not quite the quickest time, Craig, but they are through. Second quickest. Death Track are out, but look how tight that was.
Guys, just one bit of news for you that might be frustrating. Do you realise that you were only out by 30 centimetres?
Is that it? Well, and that's because we went backwards.
That's all it was. So best of luck next time.
Thank you very much.
Well, one robot's off, another's going to be pulled off in the trials. Now, although it pains me to say this, sometimes there's no substitute for brute strength and ignorance. A lesson I think we all learn at the end of a school bully's fist. And hey, it doesn't get any more brutal than this. 2 robots chained together in a tug of war. Each of our surviving robots is going to take the strain with dead metal. Whoever puts up the worst performance is going to be pulled into the pit of oblivion. So, hey, let the trials begin.
Roboteers, stand by.
So how much traction does Tantrum have?
It's got a lot. It's got a heck of a lot. Up until about 5 weeks ago, it was an old wheelchair. So it's used to carting old deers around in and things like that.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Dead metal ain't an old deer. And immediately pulling. No grip on the wheels. Can it survive? Tantalising, teetering, tottering, toppling, toppling. Tantrum! Totaled! 16.15 seconds, setting the benchmark.
Oh no, even your trolley's breaking.
As a robot, isn't
Come on.
it? We should have put the trolley into the competition.
Yeah, probably would have had better luck, wouldn't it? Let's face it. There's just an undeniable force dragging it towards the pit of oblivion.
Yeah.
It was dead metal.
It was horrible, wasn't it?
Right.
It was.
Oh no, what are we going to do?
Blind panic, I think. Yeah, so. Oh well. Landfill next.
Roboteers, stand by.
Oh, he's going too fast.
Now, presumably you need lots of traction in an event like this.
Yeah, that's what we've did have a jockey wheel on the back, but we've lifted it up to get more traction on the 4 wheels.
All 4-wheel drive.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Leviathan next to take the strain against Dead Metal. From the Lee City Technical College. Levo, Hevo. And quite clearly, holding Dead Metal, gripping, pulling, And I think the judges will stop this, yes. They've beaten Dead Metal. Taking the strain. Surviving. Leviathan through.
I'm worried about these Victorian pram wheels. In tug of war, they ain't going to have much traction.
Well, they're about 100 years old now, and I think the goodness has gone out of the rubber, but it may be good enough for just one more go.
3, 2, 1, activate.
So who are you backing for this one? Those wheels spinning. Ooh, that's a good pull though. Or Dead Metal at the top. I think he was toying with Wheelosaurus and Peter Gibson Dead Metal. One pull, yeah. Bye-bye. That's a good time though.
What was the problem there? You looked to be holding it for a minute and then...
The cutout came out. It overloaded the fuse.
So you had no power?
No, no power.
And then you ended up in the pit?
In the pit.
Peter Gibson, give a round of applause.
He'll need running repairs. But Wheelosaurus, 18.11 seconds ahead of Tantrum at the moment.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Mace, nearly 80 kilos in weight. This could be tough for Dead Metal. Stalemate early on. Pushing. Pulling. Being pulled. Mace is cancelling out Dead Metal. The judges are going to have to act here because I think Mace has done enough. Mace holding its own. Surely good enough judges to go through, yes. Mace surviving along with Leviathan. Tantrum is in danger. Chaos to come.
What we want to see is Dead Metal in the pit of oblivion, really, don't we? I've not meant to say that. Can you do it?
I hope so.
We'll give it a good go.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Well, one of Mike Cutter's ambitions is to watch drag racing in the States. Dragging Dead Metal towards that pit. This is a battle of pride here because Chaos is doing enough surely to go through anyway, but it wants Dead Metal in that pit. It wants Dead Metal submerged in the smoke. Can he pull Dead Metal in? Humiliation for the house robot. That's what they wanted. Made their day. Chaos victorious. Tantrum, though, eliminated.
Oh, this means you two are losing.
That means we've lost. Oh, it's time to go home then.
I mean, come on, you deserve it. Phew, what a performance.
Yeah, it took a little bit longer than we hoped, but we got there in the end.
So news from the pits after that last round. We have one robot up for sale, but low mileage is a load of rubbish. You attract at least 3 miles by our robot. And stars of the show, though, were Chaos. I wanted somebody to drag him in the pit, and you did. Don't drop everything. Tow robot. You did, well done. Thank you.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going, and the weak go for a career in pantomime. Now, our 4 surviving robots have been randomly drawn against each other in battle. The winners will then fight for a place in our series semi-finals. Now, to win, all you've got to do is kick the other robot's teeth in, or at least immobilise them. Now, if there's no clear-cut winner, a decision will be made by our panel of judges. They'll be looking at style, control, damage and aggression. Our judges are Eric Dickinson, a veteran from Robot Wars in America, Professor Noel Sharkey, head of robotics at Sheffield University, and Adam Harper, an engineering specialist. Hey, let's rumble!
Our first semi-final, Mace against Leviathan.
Who's going to win, do you reckon?
It's a shame that we have to go in there and fight each other now, but once you're through the walls, you get out of the fight.
No. This isn't the attitude. Robot Wars is about fighting and battle.
We'll kill him once we're in there.
Volunteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Leviathan, the heavier and quicker of the 2 robots, using that snowplow-shaped scoop at the front, but Mace in underneath and pushing Leviathan in towards the PPZ. Patrolled by the house robots, dead metal awaits. The chainsaw, certainly Leviathan's best weapon. That's Shunt with the pickaxe. And now Matilda with a chainsaw. Leviathan stuck in there. It was poor control and driving to get into the PPZ in the first place. And judges will mark them down on that. Look at the chainsaw. Being pushed and bent. Put out of action. They've been scalped. Leviathan by Killalot. Coming in here. Matilda too. Leviathan tries to steer out and get away. That could get them points. Control style, damage and aggression. In comes Mace once again with an attack. And once again, the rear flail there. 4 blades running at 2,000 RPMs. Leviathan struggling really to hold on. You can see the chainsaw has come off the chain. Mace pushes. It goes to the judges. Very, very tight. The Leviathan team look nervous. Let's have a look at the key moments. Mace on the attack. There's the damage to the chainsaw of Leviathan. Plucked up into the air by Mace. What will the judges think?
OK, but now, ready to announce the judge's decision. Someone's going to be disappointed. The judges have gone for Mace. Well done, lads. Well done. Unfortunate, kids, unfortunate. Hope we come back next time, yeah? OK, give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Mace go through. Leviathan, they go home.
How did it go for you?
I'm more hyped up and he was driving. I'm trying to get my breath back at the moment. It was just, you don't know what it's like until you're in there.
The second semi-final. Chaos against Wheelosaurus.
How are you going to cope with this battle?
I don't know, really. It's a beautifully made machine, my opponent.
It's beautiful.
You'd never notice if I was damaged, would you? So Beauty and the Beast.
Now, Peter's described the competition as Beauty and the Beast. What do you think?
We're definitely the beast when it comes to performance, but I think the robot looks quite good, so it's just a matter of finding the weak point range robot and doing the business.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Beauty and the Beast, David and Goliath. Ajax against Shed Charterhouse, perhaps. Chaos getting in the first blow, and back again. That blade on the front, made from the titanium. Found in a scrapyard in Croydon. In on the attack again. Wheelosaurus flip, what we've seen before. It can recover from that. Torched by Sergeant Bash. In comes Matilda. And again, trying to cut those Victorian pram wheels apart. Peter Gibson looks dubious. Impaling Wheelosaurus on the deadly tank traps. Matilda in there as well. There's a circular saw blade. They're after Wheelosaurus here. Pinning him in. In comes Shunt with the pickaxe. Meanwhile, Chaos is reveling in all this, look. Has to avoid dead metal. Nice pirouette and turn. Balletic stuff from Chaos. Well, they're enjoying it. Staying out of danger, but dead metal's after you, Chaos. Into the PPZ. 1 blow, 2 blows. They're after Wheelosaurus, aren't they? There's the shunt cam. They're trying to get to the very brains of the beast. I think they're after revenge. Don't forget, Wheelosaurus caused major damage to Sergeant Bash. This is carnage. They're after blood and oil. Away goes Chaos again. Through the flames, hits the sidebars, bounces back. Squeezes out of the grip the pincers of dead metal. And again, just away. Time running out. Dead metal, ooh, dead metal's hurt.
Wheelosaurus, come up onto the podium. Chaos, come up onto the podium. Well, Peter, you must feel terribly disappointed. What went wrong there?
I don't know, something on the power circuit tripped out or something, I don't know, but that's the way it goes.
Yeah, you were immobilised and you seemed to take a serious bashing, didn't you? But when you were up on them circular saws, I saw those 18th century wheels and my heart bled for you.
Yeah, I think it was the dustbin lids that took most of the damage.
Unlucky, mate, unlucky.
Okay.
Chaos. Well done.
Thank you very much.
At one stage, though, it looked like dead metal was about to give you a full lobotomy, didn't it?
I think he's got it in for me after I pulled her into the pit.
But, hey, one more fight and you're through to the series semi-finals. You feeling confident about the next one?
We are now, yes. That one was a bit awkward. We weren't sure where to hit it, but now that's out of the way, we'll give it a good go.
Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
The remnants of war left behind. Dead metal.
It was horrible to watch. You crashed and then you burned.
I did, but I think it's improved it.
I think you're probably right. Pathetic, the extent of Dead Metal's revenge.
There's a bit of a grudge match here, but he only liked superficial scratch, so we're okay.
It was fun. In here we were saying it was like a game of kiss chase.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
The final, Mace against Chaos.
Not a lot to do then.
No, we're just giving the robot a quick check over, make sure nothing's come loose or broken, and charge the batteries up ready for the next round.
You're so cool before the final, whereas their opposing team aren't quite so cool. You look a bit frantic.
Just shot me down talons just to give me a bit more edge.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
The Robot Wars veterans, Chaos against the newcomers from Mace. On the attack in the first place. Chaos spinning away. Chaos seeded 6th for the series. There's the dangerous blade, made from titanium. Good speed away from Mace by Chaos. Now turning again. Sort of jousting with each other, but Mace pushing Chaos into the house robots. That'll gain points because the action from Mace virtually immobilizing Chaos. Trying to get back to life, but they know they're in trouble, and that was because of the intervention of Mace in the first place. Chaos seems immobilized, and now the damage can start. The dreadful tattoo, the drumbeat of that awesome flail. 2,000 RPMs, churning. And now the house robots come in. Mace is there with the flare once again, so kill a lot here at the bottom of your picture. Shunt at the top. Mace goes for glory. They're pushing it around now like a ping-pong ball into Matilda's tusks. Chaos immobilized. Well, risen from the dead, it would seem. But has Chaos got enough time to come back? Now Matilda flips it on end.
Cease.
And the damage had been done by Mace in the first place. It was this thrust by Mace on Chaos into Matilda. Chaos turning turtle. Tries to come back to life, but they knew they'd been immobilized. Immobilized by Mace's actions. The punishment adding insult to injury. This a major shock.
The winner is Mace! Go on, Mace, take the podium! Well, guys, how do you feel about that?
Really amazed. They're far superior.
Are they really that superior?
Yeah.
So how come you won then?
Someone's helping me, I think.
Someone watching down on you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, are you going to do any sort of refit for the series semi-finals or what?
Just give her an oil up and a couple of new plates. She's as good as she is.
Ladies and gentlemen, give them a round of applause! Well, when the Terminator sits down after finishing his chores, he has a Haspel of pizza and he watches Robot Wars. Good night.